Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 18 in season number 8 of the NOFSRL Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We are here at the Chicagoland Speedway for the Sirius XM 400. 54 laps of action on this mile-and-a-half racetrack in Chicago, Illinois, and it is going to be a wild one, much wilder than last week's race was at Road America. And I expect some very intense racing here on this mile-and-a-half racetrack here tonight. But either way, we are here for the 18th race of the season. And after this race, we only have 10 races left to go. And after this race, I'm going to be 20 years old. So this is the last race that I'm going to do as a teenager. Kind of bittersweet in a way. I mean, I've done this whole thing as a teenager, and now I'm leaving my teenage years with this race. I turn 20 tomorrow, so I'm really looking forward to that. But thank you guys so much for all the support over the years, and the last race as a teenager for me, so yeah, pretty big deal here from Chicagoland. And it's the Sirius XM 400, one of my favorite races of the year in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Of course, last year the race wasn't the greatest, but this year they're going to be going a little bit faster around this place than they were last year, and I think we're going to see a lot more passing, so stick around. It's going to be a good one, and let's see how it all plays out here under the lights here from Chicagoland. This is how they line up in the championship standings coming into tonight's event. Nathan Baird, with that second place run he had last week at Road America, 514 points towards the championship for him. Emily Anderson is 57 points behind. Mark Davidson is 62 points behind. Sebastian Kukulon 67 points behind. And Justin Roberts is 86 points behind coming into today's event. Of course, Nathan Baird, maybe with the largest point lead in Chick-fil-A Cup Series history at 57 points ahead of Emily Anderson. It's quite a bit there for driver number 40. But the thing is, he starts deep in the field on the outside lane for this race, so we'll have to see how that works out for him. But Nathan Baird looking pretty strong, looking to become the first ever rookie champion of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. As a matter of fact, the top 4 in points coming into this race are all rookies. And starting on the pole position for tonight's event, it is Diego Yepes, who grabbed the fastest time in qualifying last night. He's going to be starting alongside Coke 600 winner and championship contender Mark Davidson in the number 95. Then we have Otter Island Motorsport teammates of Daniel McMillan, who almost won at Road America last week. He was right behind Patrick Smith during the middle portion of that event. However, he had to make an extra pit stop compared to everybody else and fell to 16th. But McMillan, if he gets a couple of good runs, he might find himself in championship contention before long. And then you have Jesse Turner in the number 77, who won here at Chicagoland in season number 6. Rookie Lucas Jacobson in the number 64. He's alongside John Emmett Skimnicki in the 26 machine. Martinsville winner there starting in the 6th position. Nicholas Amadeo looking for his first win since season number 5 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series is alongside Brad Stover, veteran driver in the number 99. Last year's Chicagoland winner and Chicagoland area native. This is his home racetrack, and he looks to make it 2 in a row here. Cody Sill in the number 37, alongside Matthew Phillips in the number 15. Gonna make sure everybody's rolling off here, and everybody is. We're ready to get going here in Illinois, the Chicagoland Speedway, the Sirius XM 400, one of the best races of the season. Let's see who gets it done in the 18th race of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Lap 1 led by Diego Yepes, clears Daniel McMillan from the outside lane. McMillan up to 2nd. Then you have Lucas Jacobson in the 3rd position. Davidson falling back on the outside lane here, but he is going to clear Nicholas Amadeo and Cody Sill. How about Cody Sill in this inside lane right here? Won this race, dominated this race last year. But we'll have to see what he can do here tonight as you see the inside of Nicholas Amadeo and Jesse Turner, the first 2 Daytona 500 champions of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Amadeo and Turner will clear on the outside lane off of turn number 4, can get a pretty good run. This place is really, really interesting because the inside lane is not the preferred line here. It's the middle line. But these guys shuffle around like crazy sometimes, so we can get some pretty interesting passes made here at Chicagoland, so watch out. I don't believe Yepez is going to pull away with this thing, but there's a good chance he might win it here tonight. We just have to see if he can hold off these guys behind him. How about McMillan? A really good run there. Help from Lucas Jacobson. And McMillan trying to close in on the number 92. He might try to dive to the inside and take it away from Yepez. Great run here from Daniel McMillan with help from the rookie driver from Wade Enterprises. We really haven't talked about Lucas Jacobson at all this season in the number 64, but the development driver to Jonathan Wong is going for the race lead on Daniel McMillan, but McMillan has that outside lane. You're going to see right there what a magic line that is through turns 3 and 4, and McMillan will clear the race lead. Yepez is going to take second, and now you have Mark Davison with help from Nicholas Sam Adio back in here trying to get around Lucas Jacobson. Jesse Turner, side by side with Jonathan Skimnicki. Skimnicki is going to clear the 77 for the 6th position. And around Roger Ray and his teammate, Christian Master. Caution on the racetrack. Oh, they got to be careful here on the apron. Oh, brother. Do not ask me how they figured that out. Nathan Baird, our points leader in all of this mess. The first caution of the night here in the Sirius XM 400 from Chicagoland. Hopefully they can keep it together. Somebody almost got spun, Riley Spurley. But somehow, some way, looks like we had something go on back in there. I think Garrett Sonor and Sebastian Kukulon ran in the Roger Ray at the end of that one. And you see the damage on Kukulon. That's not good at all for Kukulon because he's one of these championship contenders. Coming into this thing 67 behind Nathan Baird. He's going to fall back even further, I should say. I don't know what I'm trying to say. A little tongue-tied tonight here. I'm just nervous I'm turning 20 tomorrow. But Roger Ray going around. I think he'll be able to continue, but Kukulon and Sonor, I don't think they will. A couple guys coming down here. John Andrews, Christian Master, and Alexander Rowe. The rest of the guys coming down the pit lane. Of course, there are pit stops in this race, so we'll have to see how that all shakes out. But I'd expect a one-stop race for most of these guys here tonight, so that's probably why they have not come down the pit lane as of yet. But a little bit of strategy play by a couple of the Wade Enterprises guys, so we'll have to see what they do as this event goes along. But Zidell Motorsport teammates Christian Master and Roger Ray getting into each other. Roger Ray going around. He'll stay on the lead lap, thankfully, but we'll have to see what happens to him as this race goes along. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Daniel McMillan leads the field in the number 75. Gonna get a pretty good angle of this one right here. Rookie Silas Orta got right on the quarter panel of Roger Ray, and that sent Roger Ray into his teammate. And somehow, this was about the extent of the accident. A couple guys in the back ran into Roger Ray near the end, I do believe. But look at Matt Dalio. Season 2 winner here at Chicagoland. Brake checking perfectly. Alexander Rowe got a piece of it in number 7, but you see right there, the number 24 Roger Ray go around. We'll have to see if anybody else hits him here. I don't know if anyone hit Roger Ray. Yep. Garrett Sonor, and then Kukulon had absolutely nowhere to go down the backstretch. That is such a heartbreak for Garrett Sonor. Of course, Sonor started last for this race, and he's one of those guys who's in top 10 coming to the race and championship standing, so that's definitely not going to help his chances of winning this championship come September. But either way, see all the damage that ensued from those guys, and that is the reason why we're under the first caution of the night here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Replay this in real time, following with Roger Ray. Just takes a little bit of a bump here at Chicagoland before you get sent around. And Roger Ray almost saved it, but Sonor ran right into him, and Sonor had nowhere to go, and I don't know how they figured all this mess out. You see these guys coming right towards you, the guys on the apron and everything, fortunately did not slide up into the field. But that Chicago in this place races like crazy. We've seen some pretty big wrecks here before. We've actually seen flying cars here before. Master can tell you a lot about that one in Season 2 of the Turkey Hill series, but thankfully, they kept it together pretty well here under the first caution. Not too much carnage, but we're still early on here in the Sirius XM 400, and a lot can happen between now and the finish. So let's go ahead and get to the first restart of the night with Daniel McMillan leading the field in the number 75. We are back here at the Chicagoland Speedway for the Sirius XM 400. Going to restart on lap 10 of 54, so 45 laps to go. here in the 18th race of the season, and we're closing in on the finish of this season. Only 10 races remain after this one. Next week we head to Daytona on Friday night for the Valvoline 400, and you know that thing's going to be wild, so one wild race after another. Then we head to Kentucky, and that thing's always wild too. Can't predict that racetrack. But either way, we're here at Chicagoland with Daniel McMillan leading the field, Lucas Jacobson, Diego Yepez, Mark Davidson, and Nicholas Amadio, the top 5. Take a look and see who got knocked out from that accident. Roger Ray's a lap down, but he's still on the racetrack. And of course, Garrett Zenor and Sebastian Kukulon out of the race here after that lap 7 accident. McMillan with a clear jump there on Lucas Jacobson. Mark Davidson to the inside of our pole sitter, and Skibnicki's going to try on Nicholas Amadio. Jonathan Skibnicki's been pretty quiet this season in his return to the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Of course, he got the win in Martinsville, but other than that, not been too much for the Turk Motor Racing driver. But he's got a shot here tonight at Chicagoland, trying to find that inside lane to work for him. On the inside of Mark Davidson, they might go 3 wide for the 3rd position. But as you can see, that outside lane really gets a good push. How about this guy, Angel Olvera? Uncharted driver running in the top 10 right now for Wade Enterprises. He's pushing Jesse Turner to the inside of Brad Stover. Great run for Olvera here tonight in the number 46. Great to see that scheme running up front. And of course, Olvera was in the IndyCar race last night, so he's got that little bit of experience. And brother, that was close with Andrew Ross. I mean, there was smoke. There was some tire smoke out of all that. And yet they saved it. I will stop talking good things about these drivers, because if I do so, I jinx them. There's Matthew Phillips on the inside. Matt Dallio, like I mentioned earlier on, he won this race in season number 2. That was his first career Napa fan win. And Dallio's had a miserable season for Outer Island Motorsports, but we'll have to see if he can get something to work here tonight. He's got to get out of this mess. And as you can tell, that inside lane really gets checked up here at Chicagoland, and it's not the best place to be here around this racetrack. Some guys kind of got stuck behind somebody. I don't think someone went on the restart, and that's why we have this gap. You see Canto, Rowe, Garcia, Stapleton, Emily Anderson, who's up there in the championship standings. And you got Christian Master back there as well. And somebody went off. That's Stapleton in the 28, who got spun off down the backstretch. And he's going to come back up in the Christian Master, and Master has some more damage after all that. But they keep it together. You see the smoke down there, and I'm wondering if it's one of these guys, because all these guys are at the back of the field. And Julius Anderson, I think, might have been the one who had the issue, because he is really, really slow right now. Andrew Miller and Justin Roberts got caught up as well. And Anderson is down a cylinder, and he needs to come down the pit lane, because here come the race leaders. Daniel McMillan, 2nd place, Diego Yepez, and you got Jacobson on the outside of Mark Davidson. Ooh, the leaders get by, but I don't know about anybody else here. Oh my goodness, they are cutting it really close, and this 22 needs to get off the racetrack. Julius Anderson really getting in the way. If you remember Talladega earlier on in the season, Matthew Phillips was just as slow, and this is not going to work out for somebody. Carter Friesen around down the backstretch. Riley Spurley got into him. Will Friesen enter the racetrack cleanly? He will. Do not ask me how in the world this race has stayed green with all that we've had under this green flag run, but this is ridiculous. Mitchell Henderson now stuck behind, and that's going to be the caution. They're going to take him out. Garcia involved in the outside wall. Seth Cole hard hit in the 83. And Emily Anderson, Michael Canto caught up as well, but Seth Cole with heavy damage in the Hamill Racing Enterprises machine. And it was all because of Julius Anderson. Yepez is taking the lead back from Daniel McMillan. We're back under caution here at Chicagoland under the 2nd yellow flag of the night. Mitchell Henderson, Alexander Rowe, Ace Garcia involved as well. And Emily Anderson, who came into this race 2nd in the championship. Heavy contact. I don't know if Nathan Baird was involved or not. He was our points leader with heavy damage. And that might take him pretty deep in the field here, so this is good news for Mark Davidson. He's the only guy who's top 5 in points who has yet to have an issue here tonight. It might work out in his favor in the championship here at Chicagoland. But either way, we're ready to go ahead and get the first cycle of green flag pit stops underway. We may have another one before the end of this race. I'm not entirely sure what the fuel window is. My guess would be around 30 to 35 laps. That's an estimated guess. And it's probably very wrong. If you know me, you know you should not go off of me for pit strategy. I would never make a good crew chief. I can tell you that much. But, oh, contact between Davidson and McMillan on the pit lane. I'm not sure if that's going to affect anybody. And Turner also hit Jacobson coming into the pit lane as well. But it should be minor damage for these guys, and I don't think it's going to affect them too much. But Yepez, we'll have to see what he does here on the first pit stall. He's going to win the race off. And McMillan's going to have to repair a bit of damage there after he got hit there by Mark Davidson. So he's a little bit slow off, and so was Turner. They're going to fall back, and their teammate Matt Dallio actually surpassed them. So that's going to be interesting there once that all cycles around. But Diego Yepez, the race leader, with Jacobson and Sam Edio, Cody Sill, and I'm thinking it was Olvera who got out ahead of Brad Stower. We're going to have an interesting restart, especially if these guys start ahead of them. John Andrews, Andrew Miller, and Justin Roberts, who got caught off behind Julius Anderson there. And I can only hope that Anderson's out of the race, and he is. So that's good. I think all three Hamill Racing Enterprises machines were involved in that accident. So tough break for Derek Hamill's team here tonight at Chicagoland. But either way, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution here in the Sirius XM 400. You see Julius Anderson here in the number 22. Obviously had blown a cylinder or something. Came down on Henderson, I believe. I believe Henderson was just trying to get around him, and there was nowhere for the number 22 to go. I think Riley Spurley saved it. Did a great job there, but as Anderson was coming back on the racetrack, Canto, Ace Garcia, Alexander Rowe, a lot of these guys who got caught behind him initially, all in the outside wall. And then Seth Cole got spun off ahead of those guys and got sideswiped by Michael Campto. Then you see Stapleton, Emily Anderson involved. The 25 of Mitchell Henderson involved again in this accident. Of course, Master had the damage from when Stapleton came up on him, and I think it was Julius Anderson who ran into Seth Cole and sent him upside down. The tough break for the Michigan winner. Was riding pretty high after the Michigan win, but lately it's not been too good for Seth Cole in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And you see all three Hamill guys right there on your screen, all with heavy damage after this accident. And Seth Cole actually had a separate issue, just like Julius Anderson. That is what initially triggered the caution, and then Anderson's accident happened behind that. But, something wrong with the Hamill cars here tonight, because both of them, both Julius Anderson and Seth Cole, with major issues that slowed them down tremendously, and you can see what ensued after that one. Carter Friesen all torn up in the 68 from that as well. Michael Canto, a lot of guys going to get knocked out, and I saw Nathan Baird with damage too, and that must have been something that happened afterwards. Let's go ahead and check in on that. And there was actually a third accident under this caution. Zachary DeLello and Alonzo not having them. And Nathan Baird, our points leader, was right behind that when it happened, and Baird is going to get knocked out from that one. There's no way he's going to be able to continue with that damage, unfortunately. Tough break for our points leader, so this is going to really shake up the championship a little bit heading into Daytona next week, and you got to think, Daytona's a complete wild card race. You really don't have a good chance of getting a good finish. You can't expect to get a good finish at Daytona with the way that race always goes. So, it's going to be interesting in the championship once we're all done here tonight from Chicagoland. But Diego Yepez, in the number 92, the race leader, won the race off the pit lane. McMillan had a slow stop as he ended up hitting Mark Davidson off the pit lane. So it's now Jacobson, I believe, who is second right behind him. So we'll have to see how it all goes down in this restart. Yepez leading the field here in the Sirius XM 400. We're back here at the Chicagoland Speedway in race 18 of the season of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, season number 8. And Diego Yepez, the race leader here, he's got 3 guys starting ahead of him on the tail end of the lead lap. That is John Andrews in the 04, Andrew Miller, and Justin Roberts. So they got caught behind Julius Anderson, and they might have gone a lap down there on that green flag run because of that. Either way, Yepez leads the field. Lucas Jacobson, Nicholas Sam, Edio, Brad Stover, and Cody Sill, last year's winner here from Chicagoland, in the 5th position. Angel Olvera, Matt Dallio, Silas Orta, Patrick Smith, last week's winner, and Daniel McMillan rounding out the top 10. Ace Garcia's a lap down. Marzak's a lap down. Then you have Roger Ray and Alexander Rowe, Seth Cole, Mitchell Henderson is out of the race. The 68 machine, Carter Friesen and Michael Canto. Nathan Baird is 25th on the lead lap, so he's still out there. So I didn't think he'd be able to continue but he was able to, so good job there by that team trying to salvage some points here today at Chicagoland. Diego Yepez really going to have to fend off these guys because these guys are full throttle. They are just as fast as Yepez. They just got caught behind Julius Anderson under that last green flag run, and you're going to see them get the run on the outside here. Yepez is doing all he can to get around John Andrews, but the guy behind Yepez is Andrews' teammate, Lucas Jacobson. And Jacobson might be trying to get a run here on Diego Yepez for the race lead. This can get pretty edgy right here. Andrew Miller's not running as fast as he should be, so that's a bit of an issue. Nicholas Samadillo on the inside, Cody Sill, Angel Oliveira, and Patrick Smith trying to win his third race of the season for North State Racing. You know, I've been down drinking cheerwine down in Virginia this whole week, and I can tell you, that might be a good omen for that team, because Patrick Smith won last week, and he might win today. But he's on the outside lane right now. Here comes McMillan. McMillan really moved his way through the field, and then number 75. But Yepez pulling away in the 92 right now as he got a pretty significant lead on Lucas Jacobson and Nicholas Samadillo. But McMillan, I'm impressed with what he did there. He moved himself back inside the top 6, and he's going to have a good shot here. He's got his teammate behind him helping him, Matt Dallio. It's great to see Matt Dallio running up front here tonight in that number 79. We haven't really talked about him at all this season, but he's got a shot at race victory here in the Sirius XM 400. Andrew Ross, the Texas winner from earlier this season. McMillan really shuffled out of line. He's going to fall back as John Art gets to the inside of him. Of course, John Art's in this championship hunt as well. And he's going for win number 20 of his Napa fan career here tonight, too. So watch out for John Art. He's inside the top 10. Nicholas Samadillo on Lucas Jacobson for second. And Samadillo's another guy who I mentioned has a really long losing streak. Of course, we saw Trey Barta break his long losing streak in North Wilkesboro about a month ago. Nicholas Samadillo trying to do the same. He last won in Season 5 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and he's cleared for the second position. How about Cody Sill as well? This team, Golden Motorsports, almost forgot the team name. Matthew Brown, the owner, they have had one of the worst seasons I've ever seen of any team, but it would definitely be made anew if Cody Sill could take home the victory here tonight in his hometown racetrack of Chicagoland. He's up to the 4th position right now. He might find a way to... Actually, he's now in 3rd as he got around Lucas Jacobson there. And how about Jacobson's teammate, his unchartered teammate of Angel Oliveira running up front with these leaders. He's now up to the 4th position as an unchartered driver. John Art, Matt Dallio side by side. That is for the 6th position. And here comes Samadillo in the 48. Nicholas Samadillo wants to be the driver that gets Justin Zidell his first ever owner's victory on Napa Fan. And he's to the inside for the race lead on Diego Yepez. And my man, Mr. Edge, to the point here at Chicagoland. Will he get the run through turns 3 and 4? However, he's got it on Yepez. New leader, Nicholas Samadillo at Chicagoland. Coming to halfway here in the Sirius XM 400, and it's led by Samadillo. Bonus point to the 48. But Yepez is right back on him. Back to the inside for the race lead. And here comes Cody Sill in the number 37. And Cody Sill's a guy you got to watch out for as well. He's a veteran driver. He knows this place very well. And he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with here tonight. The last half of this event. Angel Oliveira to the inside of Samadillo. But Samadillo has the outside lane here. He's going to try to get a run on the 37. And they're closing in on more lap traffic. Alexander Rowe in the 06. Oh boy, no! The leaders involved as they were trying to get around the 06 in a massive pileup entering turn number 1. Oh my. Samadillo involved in the 48. He got into Diego Yepez as they were trying to find a way around the Wade Enterprises machine of Alexander Rowe. And practically the entire field behind them was involved in this accident. Turner with heavy damage. Andrew Miller with heavy damage. Patrick Smith, McMillan, Fitzwater might have gotten out of that one unscathed. Alexander Rowe, Matt Dallio, Nathan Baird might have been able to clear it. But Marzak, John Andrews, in the garage, Tristan Allen, Mark Davidson, Lucas Jacobson as well also caught up in this one, and not many got out of that one alive. But one who did is race leader Cody Sill, coming down the pit lane for his second pit stop of the night. Angel Oliveira, Diego Yepez, now Wyatt Quayle and Nathan Stapleton inside the top 5. John Art, Silas Ordam, Matthew Phillips, Brad Stover, and Riley Spurley, the top 10. But this is going to completely, and I mean completely, change the outcome of this race. We're going to have half of the field out of it here tonight at Chicagoland after that huge, huge accident entering turn number 1. Cody Sill, the race leader, coming down. A lot of these guys with heavy damage, but Cody Sill is one of them who does not have any damage to his race car. But Angel Olvera is going to get out ahead of him. And how about the Uncharted driver? You know, the Uncharted guys have yet to win a race this season. Olvera might be able to be the guy who gets it done here tonight. We're going to have to find out in the number 46 team if they can do it. But how about Nathan Stapleton up to 3rd? He would love to get a race victory, and it's kind of funny. These are the two guys who are lowest in the point standings. 2nd and 3rd right now, but they both have a really good shot at winning this race. And somehow Yepes, who actually was caught up in that one, is also going to be up here, but you see the damage he has to his race car. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to continue. And apparently Yepes was 2nd off the pit lane, so that's where he's going to go. All the guys ahead of Angel Olvera are going to come down the pit lane, so that's going to be good for the restart, and Olvera clearing them. And out of all that, Nathan Baird's going to move himself through the field. So Baird's going to get another good points day here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and even after getting involved in that huge accident. McMillan's down the pit lane here. I think McMillan's going to try to get back out there. Dallio's going to get back out there. Sam Medio's going to get back out there. And they're going to barely beat the pace car off, too. So, good job by those guys. Going to stay on the lead lap somehow. I do believe, at least. You know what? Yeah, they should be on the lead lap. They are, so they'll have a chance. But, oh boy, we're going to have to really calm it down here and see what happened. Massive, and I mean massive accident. They just arc-braked right into everybody. We haven't seen that much this season, but that might just be the biggest wreck of the season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series up to this point. So we'll have to see what happened to bring out the 3rd caution of the night here in the Sirius XM 400 from Chicagoland. We're going to try to dissect this, but this is going to be difficult. And Alexander Rowe just too slow for these guys. And Yepes trying to move up high, and Sam Medio was already there. And Sam Medio right into him there. Sam Medio around. And then Jacobson right there. That's where it really cultivates. And then you see these guys blocking the racetrack. Sam Medio's going to come down to Patrick Smith. Dallio went around. Andrew Ross. Jacobson. Somehow Stover, I think, he got a piece of this one. And right here, when Dallio and Ross come up the racetrack, it just clogs it up. Justin Roberts there. Upside down went Mark Davidson. And they just all came in there. Tristan Allen, Josh Marzak, Trey Bartos in the middle of all that. And, oh my goodness, Allen went upside down. John Andrews, Fisher G. We saw Patrick Smith in there. Jesse Turner back in there. Riley Spurley. And Tristan really took a really wild flip there through the corner. And Sam Medio was actually kind of behind that, so I think that's why Sam Medio is going to be able to continue for the most part. And you see these guys, they're coming in, DeLello and Baird, but they avoided, I do believe. So that's good news for those guys. Now, you know what? DeLello did not avoid it. DeLello right into Jonathan Skimnicki. That's going to take DeLello out. I think Emily Anderson avoided this one. She's going to be up there. I think she's in the top 10 now. And this might even benefit here Jarlarvin Alonso, who's still out there on the racetrack as well. But just a massive, and I mean a huge, massive accident to bring out the 3rd caution of the night in the Sirius XM 400. Well, Yepes actually avoided this one pretty well. He actually drove away from all the carnage that happened behind him. But you see Dallio and Ross come up and just clogs the track up, and no one can get away from this one. Nowhere to go for anybody. Bartow done for the night. Jacobson, Andrew Ross, Josh Marzak as well, and just... And you see Emily Anderson actually get into DeLello there. DeLello got into Jonathan Skimnicki, but old Chicagoland is back. This is how it used to be prior to last year's race. Of course, last year's race was nothing like this, but yep, they're back. It's like a super speedway here around Chicagoland, only it's a mile and a half. There's no need to replay that anymore. I know you guys have had enough seeing your drivers wreck here tonight, so we're going to go ahead and get to the restart because we want to see some racing out here in Illinois. It's Angel Olvera, Uncharted driver leading the field in number 46. Let's go ahead and get to the restart here in the Sirius XM 400, race number 18 of the season in Chick-fil-A Cup Series season number 8. Back here at Chicagoland, we're going to give you the list of drivers out of the race. So we're a lap down. East Garcia and Roger Ray were involved in prior accidents. Same with Christian Masters, Justin Roberts, Alonso, and Fisher G. McMillan is 2 laps down. Alexander Rowe is still out there 2 laps down. Skivnicki in the 26. I don't know if he's still out there. He might not be anymore. And I think starting with Skivnicki on down, Jonathan Skivnicki, Trey Bartow, Tristan Allen, Mark Davidson, Lucas Jacobson, Zachary DeLello, Andrew Miller, Josh Marzak, and John Andrews all out of the race. 18 drivers on the lead lap. Surprisingly, a lot of guys still in the lead lap after that one, but not many guys left on the racetrack here. Not many who have clean race cars, but the guy who's leading, Angel Oliveira, has a clean race car. Yepez, Sill, Stapleton, and Wyatt Quayle. It's the top 5 on the restart. Yepez obviously not up to speed as he has damage. But watch out for Stapleton. Watch out for Silas Orta here in the 88. And for Cody Sill. They all have good race cars, and I think they're going to have a shot at getting the Angel Oliveira here. They should be good to go on fuel. It should not be an issue for these guys here tonight. A tough break for Yepez. He's not going to get the race victory here in this one, but he got to run on the outside. May not be accelerating well, but he might have a good long-run speed. We'll have to see. Not working out too well for Yepez. He's falling back in the 92. John Art's also up here in the 05. Got to watch out for this guy. And Nathan Baird, obviously with issues, he's not going to finish in the top 10, but he's still going to salvage a decent amount of points after wrecking the second accident of the night. Turner might still have a fast race car, and same with Fitzwater. We'll have to watch for those guys, but right now the battle is on. Angel Oliveira trying to hold off Nathan Stapleton and Silas Orta for the race lead. And with how spread out these guys are, I really don't know if guys like John Art can close up and get to the race leaders. But Cody Sill still has a shot, Wyatt Quayle as well. And Matthew Phillips is up here in the number 15, trying to get his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory here tonight. I think these guys are pretty fast. Fitzwater and Turner, they're getting around Diego Yepez right now in the number 92. Not really getting around him right now, however, so I really don't know. They were both involved in the accident. Of course, Fitzwater looks completely clean. I don't really know how that's the case, but they did not get around Yepez there, so they might be a little bit too slow to contend for the race lead. But either way, this could be the first win for the Uncharteds here tonight. Angel Oliveira has been putting on a really good show. He's one of the few drivers in this race without any damage. And he's right now holding on to the race lead with Nathan Stapleton in second. This is a huge, huge night for Stapleton. It would be huge for him to get the race victory if he could. Silas Orta as well. He started off the season very well, but kind of fell off the map. Beast Racing has yet to get a win this season. As a matter of fact, only three-car teams have yet to win a race this season. It's Beast Racing, Otter Island Motorsports, and Zidell Motorsports. None of them have gotten a win yet this season. Of course, the only guy who can break the streak of any of those guys right now is Silas Orta, who's currently running in the 3rd position. You got Turner and Fitzwater's a little too far behind right now. Turner in the 10th position right now. Nathan Baird is 12th. You got Brad Stover. McMillan, who was dominant earlier on, has fallen off. Emily Anderson as well. Justin Roberts, Patrick Smith, Roger Ray, all these guys lapped down. And then you have these guys. The 06 of Alexander Rowe, Matt Dalio in the 79, and the Nicholas Samedeo in the 48. And they're going to close in on Samedeo here soon. So the leaders are not in the clear quite yet. Samedeo is going to be a factor, but Angel Oliveira is looking pretty strong right now. I really don't know if anybody's going to close into him here, but he might end up needing some help getting around Samedeo because that 48 is closing in fast. But it does help for Oliveira that, oh boy, that was tight there for the 88 of Silas Orta on Nathan Stapleton, and Cody Sill's going to take advantage of that and go to second. Great job by Cody Sill, clearing for the 2nd position there as they ran in the Nicholas Samedeo. Next guy is going to be Matt Dalio. And they're going to close in on Dalio really fast as well. Samedeo was really slow. It might not be the last time they run into him here in these final few laps. But Oliveira pulling away right now as these guys battle for second. But the thing is, the draft is still significant here, and they could close right in on Oliveira and have a shot at this race win. But they're not going to do it if they go 3 wide. Wyatt Quayle trying to get to the inside of Silas Orta and Nathan Stapleton, unable to do so. Oliveira will easily drive by Matt Dalio, and Oliveira has a bit of an advantage here because he doesn't have anybody racing alongside him, and Cody Sill got stuck behind Dalio. Oh, man. that really hurt Sills' chances right there. He really got stuck behind Dalio, and he could not get around him. You see the lead that Olvera has now. Wyatt Quayle's going to go ahead and take second away. Now Olvera is stuck behind his teammate Alexander Rowe in the 06. They got around Dalio. They're going to have to get around Alexander Rowe now. And this is just getting easier and easier for Angel Olvera. Cody Sill, I don't know what he's going to do. He will drive to the outside, and Wyatt Quayle goes to the inside. They keep on falling farther and farther back. Stapleton getting stuck behind Alexander Rowe here. John Art getting around on the outside. Phillips, and somehow Diego Pez is still up to speed here in the draft. Jesse Turner and Riley Spurley. Silas Order really got hung out there because he was up to the second position at one point. And now he is almost outside the top 10, getting stuck behind the lap traffic. But at this point, Angel Olvera might drive away with this thing. He has almost 2 seconds on Cody Sill right now. But you gotta think here with Cody Sill, he knows this place. He dominated this race last year. He knows how to get it done, and he has a little bit of help here from Wyatt Quayle. If they can gang up together, they might be able to catch in on this number 46 before the race is over. I don't know if they're going to close in on lap traffic before the end here. They have 10 laps to go. So they still have plenty of time to close in on Angel Olvera here, and he does have help there from Wyatt Quayle. So Cody Sill is not out of this one yet. You have John Arndt up to the 4th position. This is great for John Arndt because Arndt is in that championship hunt. Of course, Nathan Baird, the championship leader, is 12th, but John Arndt might be the only guy who closes in. Another yellow. Caution on the racetrack, and Dalio went around in the 79, and this is not at all what the 46 of Angel Olvera wanted to see. He was going to drive away with this thing, but now it's going to be a race for the finish here at Chicagoland. So Matt Dalio, a night to forget, unfortunately for him. Gonna head down the pit lane here and maybe call it a night after getting spun around here for the 4th. And what would hopefully be the final caution of the night here in the Sirius XM 400. Everybody is going to stay out here, so that's how they're going to line up for the restart. Let's quickly go ahead and see what happened to Matt Dalio to bring out the 4th caution here of the night at the Chicagoland Speedway. And quickly right here, Dalio ended up cutting into Nathan Baird. Our points leader has had his fair share of issues tonight, and you know, that might affect Nathan Baird because he got a lot of damage from that one after Dalio went up into him, and he might have to come down the pit lane, and that'll put him a little bit deeper in the field than what he would originally have finished if that did not happen. But Nathan Baird caught up there with Matt Dalio, and that is going to give us a race to the finish. Angel Olvera is not in the clear yet. I would really watch out for Cody Sill here. I think Sill's going to win this race. We're going to have to watch out here. Just a few laps left in the Sirius XM 400 from Chicagoland. Here we go. 5 laps to go on the restart for Angel Olvera in the number 46. He's got Cody Sill, Wyatt Quayle, John Arndt, and Nathan Stapleton right behind him. Matthew Phillips in 6th, and I think those are the only guys who are going to have any chance of winning this thing. Everybody else behind Matthew Phillips with damage, or they're just too far behind. Of course, Yepes with damage in the 92. Jesse Turner with damage, Riley Spurley with damage. Order does not have any damage, but he got caught behind the lap traffic, and he's going to have to fend off all these guys, and he's just too far behind to make anything work from where he is in the 10th position. But here we go, guys. Will Angel Olvera grab his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory, or will Cody Sill go back-to-back at Chicagoland? Here we go. 5 laps to go in the Sirius XM 400. And Sill's going to get it. He's going to get the inside run entering turn number 2. He's not going to take it. He's going to stay behind him, but now he's going to take it. Help from Wyatt Quayle and Cody Sill to the race lead with 5 laps to go at Chicagoland. Wyatt Quayle going for his 2nd win of the season. John Arndt going for his 2nd win of the season. You got to watch out for John here. That 05 is fast in the middle lane. Oh, he's got to be careful getting to the outside of Wyatt Quayle. He's going to clear Quayle. But Cody Sill takes it away with 4 laps to go. And John Arndt's the guy to watch here. He is going for win number 20. He would be the first driver in Napa fan history to win 20 races if he were to get it done here tonight. And just before I turn 20. How fitting is it for John Arndt to do that if he can? But Cody Sill, Illinois native, looking to get this race victory. Arndt was stuck on the inside lane, and Olvera's going to take second back from him, and that might be exactly what Cody Sill needed to win this race. 3 laps to go on the Sirius XM 400 for Cody Sill. And John Arndt getting passed left and right now. Wyatt Quayle to the inside of him. Olvera's still going to have a shot on the number 37. It's going to be 2 laps to go next time by for Cody Sill. We'll have to see if he can hold him off. John Arndt going to clear for third on Wyatt Quayle, but I think he's going to be too far behind to have a shot on Cody Sill for the race lead. It's 2 laps to go for the Golden Motorsport driver of Cody Sill. Angel Olvera closing in, John Arndt trying to close in, but they might just be too far away from each other to have any shot on Cody Sill for the race lead. They're coming to the white flag next time by. How about this for Cody Sill? It does not happen often where a driver wins the same event back-to-back years, but it looks like it's going to happen here tonight. White flag for Cody Sill at Chicagoland. Will Angel Olvera close in time to get the race win away from him? Any run? I don't see it happening. It's going to be in turns 3 and 4 if he gets a shot, but Cody Sill is all single file, and he can run that middle lane and take it away. Cody Sill, going to be his 3rd career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory and his 2nd at Chicagoland. Cody Sill off of turn 4 will win the Sirius XM 400. Here tonight, race 18 of the season, going to the guy who comes into this race last in the point standings. Just do it. That's what Cody Sill did here tonight to win his 3rd career Cup Series race. And back-to-back wins here at Chicagoland for the Illinois native. That's gotta feel good for Cody Sill. And Golden Motorsports, Matthew Brown, the owner of this team, they finally got one that went their way this season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Nathan Baird finished 13th, but funny enough, Emily Anderson's actually going to be right behind him. She finished 14th here tonight. So it's only going to be a 58-point lead for Nathan Baird heading into Daytona. And next weekend, of course, is Daytona. But I was right when I said this race was going to be wild, and I tell you what, that thing was something else right there. Cody Sill getting it done. Not quite in the fashion he did it last year, but he still got it done, and he is going to victory lane here at Chicagoland. Angel Olvera, John Arndt almost had in the 05. I would have loved to see him get his 20th win right before my 20th birthday. That would have been super ironic, but super cool at the same time. But I also want to see Garrett Sonora get his 20th win here, so we're going to have to see who gets it first as the season rolls around. Wyatt Quayle, Nathan Stapleton, Matthew Phillips, Riley Spurley, Diego Yepez, Silas Orta, and Jesse Turner with a top 10 here tonight in the number 77. But the biggest unfortunate events here was Nicholas Amity, who was running up front there earlier on. Diego Yepez capitalized pretty decently from his pole position, but oh boy, look at that. Only 24 guys finished this race. All those guys knocked out because of accidents here tonight, and I can't even go through all of them. There's just too many, but you get the gist of what happened here at Chicagoland, and this is something that used to happen quite often here. It didn't happen last year, and we were actually quite disappointed, but I'm kind of glad old Chicagoland is back here for us, and that was one heck of a race for race 18 of the season, and you thought that was good. Next week, we're heading to Daytona. Friday night. I don't know the exact time, but the Valvoline 400. One of the traditional races of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. It's always been the Valvoline 400 and always will be. Thanks to Matt Delia for that one. And we're going to have fun under the lights at Daytona for our 3rd restrictor plate race of the season. It's anybody's game when you come to Daytona. Even so much that I don't even think we're going to do qualifying for that race because it's just such a wild goose chase there around that 2.5 mile speedway. But either way, Cody Sill with the race victory here tonight in Chicagoland, and that's definitely got to feel good for the veteran driver getting it done finally after being last in the points for quite a while here in season number 8. Congratulations to Cody Sill in this race victory. Here are the championship standings after 18 races. Only 10 races remain in the championship. And Nathan Baird, while he has a full race point lead on Emily Anderson, he's not in the clear quite yet to win this championship. Still has a lot of work to do in these final 10 races to get it done. But it's looking pretty good for the King Hart Family Racing driver of Nathan Baird. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Cody Sill. And here are the point standings for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. I will! See you guys later!